Hi y'all, welcome to another Halloween video. And today we are starting out with my first brow block ever because we are Tim Burtoning ourselves today. Now you can be any Tim Burton character you want with this as a base, kind of like a guideline, but also this is such a great last minute Halloween look to just turn yourself into a Tim Burton character. This is so fun. This is so cool. This is something I feel like I would wear to work back in the day when I used to be a makeup counter girl and we would do Halloween looks for like the whole week of Halloween, of the last week of October. It would be so cool to Tim Burton yourself for going to work or just a last minute party or something like that. It's so easy. The only like fancy weird thing I'm doing is blocking out my brows, which you can actually omit if you want to. So first I'm just starting with the purple Elmer's glue and I'm running that all through my brows and then using this comb to comb them upwards and flatten them down. And then I'm just going to wipe off the excess glue and help it dry with my hair dryer. And then I'm going to just powder it. And you want to do a couple layers of glue to make it look smooth. I feel like where I messed up personally, again, this is my first time, but I should have just kept layering the glue. Like you really want it to look as smooth as possible. You'll see later that you can kind of see the texture of the hairs, but it's okay. It still gets the point across, and this is my first one ever. If you are doing it for the first time, like nobody's gonna, judge you. It's Halloween, have some fun. But also, if you already have big round eyes and kind of skinny brows, you can just add a little bit of an upturn to your natural brows with whatever you fill in your eyebrows with already, and it'll get the point across. I just don't have big round eyes. I have small, deep set eyes. So I wanted to block my brows out and raise the eyebrows up almost above where my natural brows are. So I opted for the brow block, but you can totally do this look by just kind of filling in your brows a little bit differently than you normally would. And now we're moving on to the base. I actually mixed the LA Girl white foundation with my normal foundation shade, like 3 pumps of white, 1 pump of my normal foundation, because the Tim Burton characters are not really white. They're just like a very, very pale skin color. So I just wanted to be very, very pale. And then we are going to add a ton of contour. These are like skinny, like chiseled, gaunt cartoon characters with big round eyes and teeny tiny itty bitty noses. So I am just going to contour within an inch of my life here on the face, on the nose, around the eyes. I'm completely omitting concealer because we are going for these big round eyes with dark circles around them, because that is what so many of the characters look like. And I'm going to use this contour on my nose, around my eyes. I'm going to deepen my eye bags, everything. I'm going to contour my cheeks and my forehead as much as humanly possible and kind of do that gaunt, like half circle contour look like I'm doing right now, and just try to chisel everything out as much as humanly possible. For the nose, I am doing my contour a lot more intense and a lot skinnier than I normally would. I do usually contour my nose, but I kind of just keep my natural like nose size. I just want to add like dimension to it, but today I'm kind of taking it in a little bit more and definitely going a lot more intense. I'm taking this up into that brow area, all over my lid. I'm kind of doing like a smoky eye all around my eye with this cream contour, and I'm also going to do the eye bags, like really accentuate and make yourself look as tired as possible, like you haven't slept in weeks, and really accentuate like these big round dark circles around your eyes. I have the cream contour where I want it, I'm going to powder the entire face. A lot of these characters are like fully matte. It's almost like a claymation. So I didn't really want to do any highlight. Of course, you can if you want to. This is a Tim Burton version of You, so you can do it as intense as you want it. I am just choosing to be 100% matte here and just making sure that I almost look like a doll or something, or like a claymation character. And then I'm going to take the grayest eyeshadow that I have. It happens to be from this Venus palette from forever ago. I'm not even sure this is still available, but just any gray, cool toned eyeshadow that you have. You could use like the Morphe, like a newer palette that has a lot of gray tones in it would be that Morphe cool toned 18 count. That's a great option. A lot of people have that. And just start basically deepening up everything that we just did. I'm going to deepen up the nose contour, make it a lot more gray, give myself like a gray smoky eye all around the eyes, and also use this color to chisel out the cheekbones even more. The only shimmer that I had on my face was for the nose contour, just to really accentuate how skinny the nose is. And then I'm moving on to the brows. I'm starting out with this lighter blonde pencil just to kind of sketch where I want things, just to make sure I have my placement right. And you want to be as gentle as you possibly can if you did a brow block, because you don't want to loosen anything up. And like I said earlier, I just don't think I did enough layers of the glue, honestly, because I feel like it could have looked a lot smoother and the color could have been covered a little bit more. So I would just say to play around with it, maybe practice the brow block a little bit, and just when in doubt, add more layers of glue, and just make sure that the glue is only on the part where the hair is, and just where the hair is, you want as many layers of glue as possible to make it really, really smooth. But like I said, as you can see here, you kind of upturn the inner part of the brow. So if you already just have bigger eyes and good brows for this, you can literally just upturn your natural brow in that way, and it'll get the point across, and maybe arch your brows a little bit more on the tail to get this kind of worried eyebrow look that is iconic for the characters, and you'll totally get the point across. But as you can see from me, I'm basically putting these fake brows like almost all the way above where my natural brow is. But I'm totally loving how that looks. I did make the brows a little bit different by accident, but you know, it is what it is. I kind of look like I have a worried but like mean eyebrow going on, but whatever. Maybe that's just my character arc. So that is looking good, but I just want to accentuate the eyes a tiny bit more. So I'm going to add this dark brown to my lash line and underneath the eyes to accentuate my eye bags even more. And I'm also going to add a little bit of this to the outer corner on top just to smoke things out a little bit more. I just felt like the eyes needed to be darker in general and also blown out way more. Like I take that gray almost all the way up to the drawn on brow, just to make it look like my eye is so much bigger and like the eyeshadow just goes all the way up to the fake brow. Feel like I got the lips absolutely perfect. I was so shocked. This is the NYX lip liner in the shade Mason, and I almost wanted this like darker muted brown look. It would go with the eyes, but it also just kind of gives that spooky dead look to have big bags under your eyes, the pale skin, and then like a darker cool tone brown lip. So again, this is NYX Mason lip liner, and then I used the shade Teddy Fluff in the NYX Smooth Whip matte lip creams. This is also super comfortable. I love this formula, but the color just turned out to be so perfect and like almost monochromatic with the rest of the face, which again is just like a really iconic look for a Tim Burton character, because I feel like that's kind of how each character is. Like their whole look is monochromatic to their hair, their outfit, their makeup, everything. So it just turned out so perfect. This is something that you can skip if you want to, but I just wanted to exaggerate the mouth even more. So I took this gray eyeshadow that I've been using throughout this and extended the corners of the lips. I think it just takes it to that next level, the little details, and it just makes it look way more cartoony and more like a cartoon version of yourself. And for such a simple thing, I just feel like that worked out perfectly. And then up here, I decided I needed to kind of chisel out the brow and the temple area a little bit more. So like I said, I wanted that shadow to go all the way up to the brow to make my eyes look as big as possible. So that's just me adding more color. Sometimes once you have the lips on and all the other elements on, you can see where other parts are too light and they're lacking. So you can just go back and add more. And now I'm just adding the most spiky cartoon lashes that I have. And that is it. You can wear whatever outfit you want. I opted for all black and I just think it looks so good. You can do old-timey clothes. You can do your clothes. Again, if you're doing this for work, you'd be wearing your work clothes and just be the Tim Burton version of you at work. This is just such a cool, versatile, easy, last minute thing, work appropriate, party appropriate, everything. It's so good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked it. I'll list everything that I used down below, along with my Instagram, my TikTok, and my other YouTube channel if you want to follow me everywhere. And I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.